I am Dr. Michele Coleman, and I am here to talk to you about a book I've written to help youth and their families. It is called Healing in Resonance, Helping Our Children Heal Attachment Trauma. My book is based partly on my experience moving through several family members' homes as an infant and as a baby. And the baby's number one fear is that of losing their caregiver, abandonment. And I lost my caregiver multiple times in the beginning of my life, until my family decided that my great aunt would raise me. But she had her challenges, and at the age of 9, I was removed from her care and placed in what I call informal foster care. Friends of my family, but strangers to me. I didn't know them. And I was with them for a year, and I am grateful for that year, because in their care I learned about healthy family system. So in my second career as a marriage and family therapist, when I graduated, I made the decision to work with the population of children like me. Children who had attachment trauma, who'd come through foster care or adoption or lost the birth home, and maybe went back to the birth home. And as I was in outpatient facilities working with youth and their families, the mild to moderate youth I could help. The moderate to severe would decompensate before my very eyes. So I applied to work at a residential facility so I could see, A, what it looked like when a youth needed a higher level of care, and what were they doing in that higher level of care to bring about a change. My first year I worked as a therapist, and then I was hired as a clinical director for my second year in another facility. And from that experience, I ended up down the rabbit hole of the field of neuroscience. And I was turned on to Dr. Dan Siegel's work and applied for his certification program out of Portland State University called Interpersonal Neurobiology. It took me 5 years to complete that program, and at graduation, Dr. Siegel said, take what you have learned from these studies back into your community and make a difference. I took that directive seriously and came back into my community and started developing a model of treatment based on neuroplasticity. How does the brain change? And based on those concepts, we taught parents, we taught teachers, we taught birth, foster, adoptive, kinship care, caregivers. It didn't matter. Anyone that child was living with became the change agent. We supported them in becoming who they needed to be to make a difference in the life of the child that they were serving, rearing, loving, had in their home or had in their classroom. I teach counselors. I teach others who work with families how to bring about a change. And despite the fact that still in the mental health community, the majority view is if the child is over 5, they're not going to heal their attachment trauma. I invite you to check out our website, attachmenthealingcenter.com, and look at our hall of stars, our wall of stars, to see all the children who have graduated, who healed their attachment trauma. And the teachers, the social workers, the community has said it simply is not the same child. Attachment in our youth does heal. And based on our success, I have written a book so that we can take this work out across the globe, making a difference in your family, in your community, helping our youth fulfill their full potential. Join me in reading Healing in Resonance, Helping Children Heal Attachment Trauma.